Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the Samsung refrigerator or lower refrigerator door hinge. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new lower refrigerator door hinge. The lower refrigerator door hinge is what the left door rides on. The main reason you'll be changing it out is if it's damaged and the door is not opening and closing properly. The lower refrigerator door hinge is located at the bottom of the door on each side. They're both changed out the same way, but they are different part numbers. We're going to do the one on the left. First thing we're going to do is open up both doors. Now that we have the doors open, we have to remove this cover that covers the upper hinges. So we're going to take a small flathead screwdriver and remove these smaller covers. You just have to carefully get the screwdriver in there, and then we can pop the cover off. Once you have it off, you can set it aside. The one on the other side comes off the same way. Once you have both covers off, we can go up to the top of the refrigerator. Now we're up top, we're going to use a Phillip screwdriver to remove the 3 screws that hold the cover on. Once you have all the screws out, we're going to lift up on the cover, whichever side you're working on. You just need to carefully lift up on it. The whole thing's going to come off, but we're going to move back the side that you're going to be working on more. If you have to, you can reach underneath and disconnect any wire harnesses. We're just going to press on the release button and pull them apart. Once you have it apart, you can set the cover aside. Now that we have the cover off, we can take off the hinge. But before we do, we're going to clean everything off the shelves on the door and then close the door because we have to lift the door off the hinge later. So once you have it cleaned up, you just close the door. And then we can use the Phillips screwdriver to take the screw out of the grounding wire. We're going to use the Phillips screwdriver to take out the grounding wire screw. Once you have the screw out, we're going to use a 10mm socket with a ratchet and an extension to take out the bolts that hold the hinge on. As you're taking the last bolt out, you want to hold the door so it doesn't fall off. Once you have the last bolt out, while you're still holding the door, you want to climb down so we can lift the door up. Now that we have everything off up top, we have access to the lower refrigerator door hinge. It's located right here at the bottom of the door. There's a bushing that's on the hinge. It comes with the new hinge. So when we lift the door off, if it comes off with the door, we'll have to get it off with the flathead screwdriver. So just want to lift it up, get it off the pin, and just kind of set it on top of the freezer door for right now. Looks like our bushing's stuck in the door, so we're going to grab the flathead screwdriver and pry it out. Once you have it out, you can pull it off the door. Once you have the bushing out, we're going to set the door on the hinge real quick. We're going to pull out the freezer door and put a towel down so we don't scratch anything. And then we're going to carefully lift the door off and set it onto the freezer door to support it while we change out the hinge. Once you have the door out of the way, we're going to use a 5mm Allen wrench to remove these 2 larger bolts. Once you have it loose, you can just unscrew it and pull it out. Once you have those out, we can use the Phillips screwdriver to take out the screw. Holds it on. Once you have the screw out, you can pull it off the refrigerator. Here's the old lower refrigerator door hinge next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the new door hinge in, we're just going to line it up and get the bolts started by hand. Then we can grab the 5mm Allen wrench and tighten them down. Once you have the bolts tightened down, we're going to take a small flathead screwdriver and take the bushing off real quick, just to make it easier to get the screw in. Once you have it out of the way, you can use the Phillips screwdriver to put in the screw. Once you have that tightened down, you can put the bushing back on. There's a little flat spot right here that you have to line up with the flat spot on the pin. Push it down into place, and then we can put the door back on. All you have to do is lift it up, set the door on the bushing. Once you have the door in place, we can pull the towel out, push in the freezer door. Then we can go up top and put everything back on up there. We're going to put the hinge bolts back in. So we're just going to move the hinge around to get the holes to line up. We're going to put the first one in. We're not going to tighten it down all the way. We're going to leave it loose just in case we have to move the hinge to get the other holes to line up. Once you have it in there, we're going to grab the 10mm socket with the ratchet and the extension again and tighten it down. Now the way the bolts tighten down, we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put in the grounding wire screw. We're just going to line up the grounding wire and put the screw in. Now that we have the grounding wire on, we can open up the door and put the cover on. To put the cover back on, we're just going to grab it and lift it up and reconnect the wiring harness if you unplugged it. All you have to do is snap the two halves back together. Once you have the wiring harness connected, we can lower the cover down. Once you have it in place, we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in. Once you have the screws back in, we can put the little covers on that cover the door stoppers. When you put these on, you want to make sure that the arrows point down. All you have to do is line them up and snap them back into place. Now that we have the top put back together, we can close the refrigerator doors, plug it back in, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.